helping him eat, and I'm going to come over and help too.
Deal.
Yes, absolutely.
I want a snack.
Right
Now.
Speaking of snacks,
Yeah, speaking
we have our celebrity snack for today.
I had to hand that toss
I know,
right to
I
you.
got it. I caught it.
Thank you.
Tell us about the new Black Panther trailer.
Yeah, so we'll show some video first, and then I want to actually toss to a clip of this. But this just came out around 9 a.m. this morning. Everyone's very excited about this, November 11th. Now, what I feel is the most important ingredient here is that Ryan Coogler is back, the director, who did amazing work on Fruitvale Station and Creed, and obviously the first Black Panther film. But with him staying on, even with the loss of Chadwick, I just know it's in good hands. And the trailer for it, the one that came out in Comic-Con was incredible. That was the one that started off with the Bob Marley track and went into Kendrick Lamar's All Right. This new trailer came out today, and we are now officially getting a look at the new Black Panther suit and the possibility of who it might be. We all know that Chadwick's character in the first trailer, we know that they're mourning the loss, the characters in Wakanda are. And now the question is, who will be the next Black Panther? Shuri, who was his sister in the first film, Letitia Wright, there's a lot of theories that she might become Black Panther. She's actually on the front of the poster as well. So I'll let you watch this clip, and you can decide for yourself.
We know what you whisper. They have lost their protector. Now is our time to strike. Show them who we are.
All right, so obviously you see Letitia Wright right there on the poster.
Oh my gosh.
Now here's the thing. Marvel is very famous for misdirecting people. And I think a lot of people assume that Shuri will be the next Black Panther. I think it's going to be a mixture. I think there's going to be a couple people who take on the suit. I still
Killmonger.
I still think Killmonger is going to return. I know he died in the first one, but I feel like it could be a multiverse thing. I have no idea how they're going to do it. But I think that could happen. Now, a couple of highlights from the trailer that were very important. Namor, the current villain of the film, that looks like a fantastic character as well. There's a water aspect to his character. Like an Aquaman, if you want to put it in that regard. And then also Ironheart. We got an Ironheart look at Dominique Thorne. I'm very excited about this movie. It looks fantastic. The trailer is incredible. The effects look better. There were some effects problems in the first one where the effects didn't look as great as I wanted them to be, and I think Coogler will really kind of drive that home here. And that comes out on November 11th. What are y'all's thoughts on the trailer? I
got chills just watching the bit that you played here. And Ashley, you made a very interesting point during the trailer, too, in regards to the movie.
I haven't been to the movies yet. Since before COVID,
and this
so
will be
my first one.
And so
I'm excited.
It's interesting. People have that's becoming a thing. What's the first movie you return for? Top Gun was a big one for a lot of people. Why this one? Why is this one the most important for you to return?
Oh, I'm a Black Panther fanatic.
Nice.
Okay, and I think my son is 3, and I think this may be one that he could sit through at least for a little bit.
Yeah. And also just the monumental importance of the first movie, but also I'm just excited to see how they continue the story. And I think Chadwick's legacy will continue on. Yes. I mean, we all know that Chadwick was sick when he filmed Black Panther, and it's really a testament to the fact that he wanted to put important stories into this universe. Everything he did towards the end of his life was impactful and important.
And purposeful.
That you're getting heart.
Yeah. You know? I actually saw a screening for this. It was in Atlanta before it came out. A lot of celebrities were, I mean, Sam Jackson was there, Congressman Lewis when he was still alive. And I remember watching the kids after the movie. They were acting out different parts, and these 2 girls that had their natural hair and dashikis on, and I lost it.
Because you're seeing yourself.
Yeah, I saw myself, because when we were coming up, we didn't have a Black Panther. And so, you know, representation matters, and for all kids of all nationalities and colors. So I think this is just beautiful, and I hope they continue making Black Panthers. It's important.
I'm also hoping that Kendrick returns, because the Black Panther soundtrack, on itself was just a great Kendrick Lamar TDE album. But I don't know how that's going to work, because I think Kendrick's last album was his last album with Top Dog. So I don't know I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm hoping Kendrick's involved, because that music was such an important...
King's Dead. I love that
integral
song.
part of that movie.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. That comes out November 11th, and the trailer is great. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Tweet us. Let us know. I'm very excited about it, and I think Chadwick's legacy will live on beautifully in this film.
We know that also over the weekend, a lot of people were talking about Blonde.
Yes.
I watched it, the Netflix movie on Marilyn Monroe. What did you think, Kevin? I'm curious.
So this is a very hard film to talk about, because I understand the controversy. I get the feelings that people have toward the film. I'm actually very curious, Marissa, about your thoughts, because I think the film is a very interesting look into her life. While fictionalized, there are factual moments that we all know about her and what happened, but I think the movie's more about the duality and the juxtaposition between Norma Jean and Marilyn Monroe, and how they were fighting each other to be one or the other, and how Hollywood wanted her to be one way when she wanted to be a certain way. This is an NC-17 film. We haven't seen a film come out with this rating in a long time. But what were your thoughts?
Very racy, but very raw. I thought it was a great film. I know that it's been politicized online especially, but I do not want that to overshadow the acting and the production value. I thought it was outstanding.
And one of the things that people are talking about when they talk about this movie is how hard it is to watch. And why would you want to sit through something like that? But to me, I walked away with an empathy and an interesting thought process about Marilyn Monroe based on beyond the person that we all assume she was. Now, I'm not saying the movie is real. I'm not saying everything in it is real, but I walked away with an empathetic angle. I mean, was this something that you would watch knowing that people are saying it's really hard to get through? Was that? Yeah.
Most definitely. I feel, especially because she did have such a public persona, it's almost our responsibility. It's our onus now to learn more about her. We took so much in from her, who she was as a figure, but she was a person. And so we deserve to give her that intimacy.
Yeah, and I remember the Judy Garland movie that Renee Zellweger did, where you learned a lot about how horrible she was treated and like on the sets of Wizard of Oz. And it's again, we all have a perception of Marilyn Monroe. We all have a perception of Judy Garland. But like really, at the end of the day, what were they going through? And I was telling you about that scene in Blonde where they're filming 7-Year Itch, where she does the famous where the wind blows up the skirt. And in the movie, in real life, when they shot it, was like 15 people there. But in this movie, they threw like
dozens of
people.
photographers.
Because it was meant to be, what was her perception? How did she feel? What was the weight of the eyes that were on her? That's how I think Ana de Armas did a phenomenal job, and I think she should be nominated. I think Best Actress is going to be big this year. That, you got Viola Davis for Woman King.
Maybe Angela Bassett in Black Panther too.
Kate Blanchett for Tar. I think Bassett might be supporting, but still she could be nominated.
She'll get something. She deserves something.
We'll
let's talk about Lizzo now, because she made history when she played the flute of former U.S. President James Madison, but that could be just the beginning of her history-making moves here. Producer Chris is standing by with more. I love Lizzo.
I do too, and she had a big moment right here in Washington, D.C., and now she has an open invitation to come visit James Madison's home. So according to TMZ, the reps for Madison's Montpelier estate were so impressed with her performance last week, they are urging her to come for a visit, and they're even hoping to work out that she can play that crystal flute and maybe twerk again while she is there. So Lizzo played the 200-year-old flute live on stage during a concert last week. It was a gift for the fourth president way back in 1813. It's unclear, though, if Lizzo will be able to accept that offer, because it is kind of a day late and a dollar short, since she is currently in the middle of the tour. She made that appearance when she got to play it last time while she was in here for the show at Capital One Arena. But that would be a fun full circle moment for sure.
Also, it's great that she leaned into who she is during that moment. Like I feel like people you want to be like I don't know, like
very stoic.
Yeah. I'm like, that's so perfect. Yeah, that's how people should be. Be yourself. You know, I love that.
Now you're gonna have a lot of kids in band class trying to work with and trumpets and everything else. I love Liz, and like you said, she's so authentic and true to herself, and I think that's why she has such a large legion of fans.
100%.
Because people can relate to that.
She's breaking barriers.
Yeah, you got it.
That was such a cool story.
All right.